días y varias semanas.
He hasn't given no response, and it's been days and it's been weeks, and he hasn't said anything. Y espero logren su objetivo de la justicia a su país. Luchen por su país. Say the best, basically fight for your country. Están bloqueando el acceso. ¡Viva! Porque la Policía Federal o la autoridad nos está deteniendo el acceso y nos está deteniendo el paso para poder cruzar hacia el Zócalo, señores.
Good evening to everybody. How's everybody doing? I'm Oscar Blue for Border Negro News. God bless everybody that is watching. God bless our country of Mexico, our city of Tijuana. And God bless the United States of America. Let's thank God for giving us 2 legs, 2 arms, a mind that we can think, a heart that we can feel, and eyes that we can see. Thank you so much for joining this evening as a situation. It has been happening for quite some time now, for years. But in this particular administration, that is the administration of AMLO, has gotten out of hand horribly. Horribly, I mean, by the fact that President Andrés Manuel López Obrador has been incompetent and has been incapable of handling this situation, as the past presidents in Mexico have been corrupt, have also been incapable and incompetent to handling the situation against the cartel. A failed war with Felipe Calderón cost thousands and thousands of deaths. The promises of before Felipe Calderón, the president, the promises of Vicente Fox that he was where the poverty had more, it was more fluent, the poverty in our country, and it was growing. And Enrique Peña Nieto, who was, one of the most corrupt presidents, that he sold our land, to the international commerce and also to international investors. What is happening in the part of Michoacan? For everybody that is watching, I will put first an explanation of what is happening, and then I will put a map or where this particular organization, Cartel CGNG, has been taking over our country and the security of the citizens. It is so hard and it is so bad what is going on, in particular at this area that is called Aguililla, Michoacán, also in Nueva Italia, Rancho Los Olivos, Lázaro Cárdenas, all these places, Apatzingán, don't even want to call it Apatzingán, Guerrero, on the side of Michoacán, Guerrero. These are places where there's an actual war against the cartel, where there's a group that is called Auto Defense Group. That is, it's a particular group that is citizen and police, civil police group that, is protecting the citizens, and it is fighting against the cartel. And some of them have flipped over and be part of the cartel. It is just horrible what is going on in Aguililla, Michoacán. that thousands of people are fleeing, thousands of people are leaving our land because our government has been so incompetent. I already have a potential solution for this. As people listen to me, and they, some of them they say, Oscar, you're just crazy, and some of them they say, Oscar, you know what? That's a solution. And I'm not a politician. I am not a person that has the absolute power to predict decisions, but I am a reporter, and as I live over here, I can put a solution to this situation as I'm exercising my freedom of speech. But this is what has been happening. This is an episode 1. And why am I calling it episode 1? Because this is a humongous subject that we have to go back in history and learn since when this cartel war started. And it started escalating with the Familia Michoacana started, taking over Michoacan and started, this war against the Sinaloa cartel and all this kind of stuff. But I will get right into what is happening right now. And in the episode 2, I will go back in history and, and tell you guys how this all started. It is important for you guys to know what is happening right now so I can tell the story before and the past, and you guys can understand particularly how this got into this particular point. So this is an article that it was released. It's an article that it was released by El Sol de Zamora, Michoacan. That is a beautiful city in Michoacan. It says more than 400 people have left their land, and they have not left their land. Desplazados means that they have been removed from their land. And it says the cartels have mined the conditions of the life of the people that they live under conflict under 21 municipal cities in Tierra Caliente, Michoacan. That is another big, part of the state. So you get all these people that they're fleeing and they're leaving their home because the cartel wants to force them to work for them first and foremost. Not only that, if they're not, if they're not working for them, if they're not working for them, actually you are going to be forced to work for them, or they will tell you you need to leave. That is the only solution. If you want to be in your land, you have to work for me. You have to farm. Amapola, you have to farm. You need to work in a laboratory. Your land is going to be part of us. Controlling particularly your part of the land. So either you work for us, or we will make you leave, or we will completely disappear you. So this article, it is really important for you guys to understand. It was released on the 23rd of April, 2021, and it says more than 400,000 people have been replaced in their land in Michoacan due to violence. And it says right here that Michoacan is close to a humanitarian crisis and is an imminent provoked by the organized crime that in the last 11 years, look how long this war has been, happening against the cartel. In the last 11 years, they have replaced 400,000 people from their land. It is just unbelievably awful. And a doctor, sociologist, and analyst by the name of Falco Ernest in Michoacan, he has said that for the longest time, for decades, they have been fighting for positions in groups, and organized group, delinquent groups have been fighting. And the Mexican people are the ones that they're suffering in Guerrero, in Chiapas, Veracruz, Sinaloa, and ultimately in Michoacan. This has been as I am going to put, videos that they are, related to what is happening right here for everybody to understand how serious this situation is. So it sounds so serious. Why? Because the government of Mexico is not doing anything to stop this, number one. And also the governor, the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, said to everybody, we need to designate the cartels as terrorists. If we designate the cartels as terrorists, we have the power and the eminent power to go in there and take them out. But the Constitution of Mexico it is so contradicting with this kind of situation, because the Constitution of Mexico, if this happens, it will ultimately violate our Constitution. So what the United States needs to do, it is, after I show you the videos, I have a particular solution for that. Before we start, buy me a coffee. It's on the top. The link is on the top, and also my PayPal. It is on my page. So thank you so much for people who want to cooperate for my work. So this is what is actually happening. You can see, actually, these are wars with the people fighting with the municipal police against the cartel. You see reporters carrying guns. You see, you see children now being trained to fight the cartel, and also children that they are potentially, recruited by the cartel to work to, establish themselves now as part of the organization. And right here, there's a statistic that says between 2015 and 2020, around 110,781 people left their entity, they left their home. This is horrible, people. This is horrible, and it is horrible because this particular situation, it is due to the organized crime, and these pictures are amazingly, they're sad, because you're seeing normal citizens fighting for their land. They're fighting for their land. And this is the obligation of the government of Mexico. This has nothing to do with the United States of America. This has nothing to do with Australia. This has nothing to do with the UK. This has nothing to do with Japan. It is the government of Mexico. And if they need help, why don't you ask for help? If you are incapable of, or you don't have the enough artillery or the enough equipment, or the National Guard, it is not capable of handling this organized crime. This is why, people, this is so stupid that 19 Democrats in the White House, they wrote a letter to Antony Blinken, for Antony Blinken to tell our chancellor that we need civil police and we need to stop militarizing our country. Imagine this. They want civil police. They want citizens like these ones to fight against the cartel. Holy cow. How stupid these people. How stupid they are. That is the only name that I got for these 19 Democrats. Holy cow. And all these tabloid writers that they are full with, they have a peanut of a brain, that they don't understand what is really going on in our country, that they just want to feel inadmissible and just conspiracy theories. And they're like, oh my God, creating hysteria. I'm like, get the hell out of here. You don't live over here, lady. All these people, they don't see the catastrophe and the crisis of insecurity of our country, but they want to invite more people that they have, that they're running away from fear, but you're seeing fear in our country, so you create chaos on top of chaos. It is unbelievable. So this is an article. This is the group of the civil police group that is called Autodefensas. That is a auto defense group that particularly it is dedicated to defend their land as they arm themselves with the help of the government to protect particularly their part of the land. So this is unbelievable. So let's get right into real material. So I just gave you the geographics of how many people they have left their land. A lot of these people are going to the United States of America asking for help. Omar Castañeda, me estás pidiendo un live en español. Hago múltiples lives en español y no me los comparten. Entonces les voy a hacer un live más al ratito en español, mi amigo, mi hermano, de todo corazón, y espero y lo compartan. Un abrazo. So, let's get right into it. I was just addressing a really good follower and a good friend, Omar Castañeda. Send you a big hug, Omar. So this is what is actually happening. Now, let me just get little by little so you guys can understand what is the actual situation in terms of the territory. I put this map right here. And I put this map yesterday as we were potentially, talking about how the organized crime has, clearly how the organized crime has clearly, this is not the image. This is not the image. How the organized crime has clearly, taken over some parts of the country. Again, this is not the image. Again. So I want to put this map for you guys to understand what I just told you, what I just explained. What I just told you and I just explained. This is not the image also. Excuse me. As I have multiple windows open for people to get their information. So it is not that easy. Oh my God. So I want to put this map for you guys to clearly understand what is the reality of this. I think I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it right here. So I will try. I will try it a couple of times more. Okay. And I will try for the last time right here. Because it is multiple windows. So I will try the last time right here. There we go. Last time right there. So this is the map. This is the map. And, this is a map that basically tells you how the CGNG cartel is dominating our country. How they're dominating our country. So this practically, it tells you in terms of property. Now, again, I will repeat myself. How these people are in what it signifies every color. So if it is red, it is a main criminal actor that they are dominating that place. If it is yellow, it is influence. If it is color mustard, it is minimal presence. If it has a fist on top, like this black one, it says minor dispute. If it has a gun or a, significant to a gun, this design, it is conflict. And if it has a little, arc, it means ports. So if you go right here, it says Michoacan right here. That is in the color right here, close to the coast, right here underneath what is Guadalajara, Jalisco. Underneath it says that is yellow, that is influence, but it has a gun. So it means that is influence, but they are under conflict. It is exactly like right here, all the way to the top in Tijuana, as we are number 2 in the world for violence and delinquents and debts to cartel. This is the reason why it is influenced by this organization, but they are under conflict, which means that they are under war. In Juarez, also number 3 city of the world for violence and delinquents and debts due to cartel activity, it is yellow, that is, influenced by this organization, but it has a gun. So they are under a war. Right here in Michoacan, it is yellow, but it's ultimately with a gun, that it means that it is under a war. So this is the number 1 reason why people are leaving their land. Now, let us get right into some videos. Let us get right look into some videos for you guys to understand how horrible it is and how difficult it is for our farmers and for our humble people to be living under these conditions. Now, this is a video by, a video that it was recorded in Michoacan. This is a video that it was recorded in Michoacan, and I will share it to you for you guys to understand, and I will translate as this video is being right now played. This is Michoacan. It is beautiful. As you guys can see, it is mountains. It is just vegetation. But look at what is happening. In all the land and right here in all the mountains, they have farm terror. And they want to obligate, the cartel wants to obligate us to work for them. And there's a group that is called tequileros. There are certain particular little cartel groups in this area, but ultimately they are controlled by a one organization that is the CGNG. So you get right here, the tequileros, and this guy is going to explain right here how they are located right here in Guerrero, and these are the parts where they are at war. San Miguelito, La Gavia, Yolotla, Laguna Guayanacalco, Chilpancingo, that is the capital of Guerrero, and Aguililla, close all the way to the left, to the coast. So these are places where the cartel is completely dominating and is ultimately putting fear on the people so they can, potentially flee the people and exit the people and cause them so much fear that they are now, if you want to live in your land, you have to be recruited by us. If you want to continue to live on your land, if you don't want to live in your land, get the hell out. It is us that we own. This is why I am so upset of the Mexican government that say that they are so corrupt and so incompetent that they are not preoccupied by our people. For people that are joining in, I'm Oscar Blue. Today's topic, episode 1, that is talking about the Michoacan, how it's taken over in Guerrero by the organized crime in our country. Buy me a coffee. It's on the top of the link if you people want to cooperate for my work. So let's get right into this. Let me add again to the live feed. So he's explaining, this guy's explaining, these are the potential, places. As the streets look like this, it looks really beautiful. They look, really nice. But look what he says right here. We were farming corn and also pumpkin. We were farming all that kind of stuff, and and they were asking for a tariff. They were taxing us. The cartel was taxing us to work our land. It is just, imagine the level of poverty that these people live. And on top of that, of what they're making, you got the organized crime that is taxing them. So it is just amazing. Somebody saying Mexico does not want America to help them. It is not Mexico. For that particular person, Ms. Mary Golden, how you doing? It is not Mexico. It is the Mexican government, and it is not America. It is the United States of America. America is a continent. So, let's get right into it again. As I'm explaining right here, the particular, how these farmers are being replaced out of their land. If you were selling goat or you were selling cow, they were asking you for 1 peso per kilo, and it depends on how much the animal was weighing. So this is just unbelievable things. As the organized crime, it is taxing farmers and it is taxing people out of their goat, out of their cows. This is another testament that he is going to explain what is happening right here, particularly in this area. They saying, if the cartel told us if we wanted peace in our part of our city, if we wanted peace in our land, we had to go with them. We have to work with them. We have to ultimately be with them. This is the actual situation, what is happening right now. As a lot of people are saying, oh, they're running away from fear, Oscar. What is fear exactly? And you have this particular situation now, heading out and going to another country and asking for asylum. It is one of the solutions, but ultimately the difference between refugee and asylum is a huge difference. And ultimately the United States of America takes the case of they apply or they don't apply. Now, is that the solution? I know that is not the solution. The solution is that Mexico, the government of Mexico, does something to control this. The government of Mexico does something to correct this problem. If the army, look what the cartel told them. If the army came out or the army came to our neighborhood, the men and the women had to be on the front line. Wow. Imagine that. Imagine that the men and the women had to be on the front line for you to defend your land. Not even the organized crime that is the one that is pushing this narrative of, if you are not with me, I will, I will, I will practically, I will expel you from your land. But this is ultimately, there's a comment right here in Spanish that I would like to address. ¿Por qué no dices que López es el actual del jefe de los carteles? Lo estoy diciendo, mi amigo. Lo que pasa es que lo estoy diciendo en inglés y no sé si me entiendas, mi hermano paisano, pero lo acabo de decir, que esto es culpa de este gobierno actual que prácticamente ha sido un cobarde y no está saliéndole al frente, saliéndole al toro, como decimos en México, para defender a nuestra gente, defender a nuestros campesinos y defender la enorme inseguridad que ocurre en este gobierno. No podemos estarnos justificando con qué fue, por qué no decías nada cuando estaba Peña, por qué esto es culpa de Calderón, son estadísticas falsas, eres del PRIAN, eres un vendido. Esas son puras estupideces. Tenemos que concentrarnos, empujar a Andrés Manuel a que haga algo por nuestra gente y proteja a la gente pobre en Michoacán, en Guerrero, a toda la gente que está haciendo, que está saliendo, señores, de sus de sus partes, de sus ranchos. Y sí, estoy de acuerdo con quien estás diciendo que son los provocadores de esto, pero señores, aquí, let's go back to the topic, as I am answering somebody in Spanish. So let me translate right here as what is happening. As you see, the military, it is, there's a video where the military is being kicked out of some part of Michoacán. It is horrible.
Hacerle ruido mientras ellos, los que traen calibres más gruesos de arsenal, que se retiraron.
En diciembre de 2016, un grupo de mujeres fue enviado a San Miguel Totolapan a manifestarse para tratar de liberar a 20 detenidos que las autodefensas vinculaban con el tequilero.
There are certain organizations that they're working interiorly in these parts. And there's a lot of organizations, and there's groups that they call autodefensas. These groups are potentially created to protect. But ultimately, a lot of them, they start vinculating themselves with the organized crime, or they are forced to, go in, be a part of them. So this is actually one part. This is one part. Now, I want to show you another video, which is also ultimately, is part of what is happening right now. And nobody's talking about this because this is what really upsets me, that, people in the United States of America, in particular, the left in our country, in the country of the United States, and also in our country of Mexico, the left, they have their narrative of the pandering, and they have their narrative of don't talk about it, Oscar. You are potentially, you are creating hysteria, and all of it. It is part of, oh my God, it is part of creating hysteria to attack President Biden, and this is inadmissible, and it is just a conspiracy theorist. These people are really stupid. Really, that is what they are, and to think that they have George Soros as a philanthropist. George Soros is a philanthropist for them. How peanut of a brain that they have this idea that they have George Soros as a philanthropist, and there's a lot of violence around the world and a lot of poverty around the world when you don't see the philanthropist George Soros helping, right? He only creates these globalist compacts where, let's get all the caravans in it, child trafficking, human smuggling, all these things that they are happening. Plus, add to the fact that Mexico is under attack by the organized crime, and these people still believing that Joe Biden has the border under control. It is just so stupid and unreasonable. But look at this video, another video right here for me to explain to you guys how it's just images. I will go right into graphics on our second episode, where I'm going to amplify and explain who is particularly taking advantage and who are the ones that they are expelling, exiling the people from their land.
Era muy triste porque pues ya no ya en la noche ya no podía salir uno por lo mismo de la inseguridad.
It was really sad because I was forced to get out of my country, to get out of my city because there was a lot of violence and we cannot even live. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that they are, practically that they stay there and they did not have the ability to move. So this is actually, how it looks. It is this graphic. It is this graphic, man. Look at this.
Las amenazas de narcotraficantes y presuntos comunitarios tenían ahorcada a su comunidad.
No había servicios, ya camionetas para trasladarse a otras localidades. Sí, decidimos todo el pueblo ya que.
There were no buses. Look at this. There were no buses for people to move from one part of the city to another. How? There was no transportation. There was no local transportation. There was none. So imagine this. If there's no local transportation, and if they are, that they are prohibited to move themselves from interiorly in their city, it is just unbelievable how they're blocking people for getting it is exactly what is happening. It is not exactly. Let me rephrase myself. It is kind of the same of what is happening in Venezuela. That in Venezuela, people are not allowed to broadcast. People, they will get assassinated. That is the word. If they start saying the truth about what is happening in Venezuela with socialism and communism. But ultimately, they are prohibited to give information away. So this is actually a reality of people that they're living in our country of Mexico. In our country of Mexico, and they are being kicked out of their land by the organized crime. Now, I believe that it's time for me to put the solution, as I am going to play this video with the volume down. And I am going to play this video with the volume down for you guys to understand what is the solution that I think that it will be. Now, the government of Mexico does not want, not the Mexican people, not Mexico, because Mexico is a country. The Mexican people are the ones that they make this country. It is the Mexican government. As exactly as you're saying, it is China. No, it is the political Communist Party of China. It is the political party of China. Whoever is correcting me on my language, you can go on another live feed and watch another guy. If you guys don't like it, how I pronounce my words, I will try to get better. Thank you, but trying to do my best over here. 2 languages. So it is the political Communist Party of China. It is not the Chinese people. It is the political Communist Party of China. It is not the Mexican people. It is the Mexican government. The Mexican corrupt government. Now, what is the solution for this? As the Mexican government does not want no help. President AMLO has been exacerbated about this situation, and he doesn't want to talk about it. He says, oh, yeah, the National Guard right now is doing what they have to do, and they want to do what they want to do, and ultimately they are going over there and then going in there, and they're fighting, they're fighting the war, they're fighting the cartel, they're fighting the organized crime, they're stopping it, which is a lie. And you got people leaving their homes like this example right here. You got people, living their homes like this, like they're packing their stuff. So let me just explain what I believe that is the solution. Now, you guys want to know what is the solution. For me, it is real simple, but it's hard to apply because it will potentially put a lot of people's jobs at risk. And ultimately, but you are going to force a government to, you're going to force a government to start doing something. Now, what is the solution? Here you go. Donald Trump, sorry to bring him up. Sorry for all the hate. He's such a hate monger. Sorry for all that. These leftist cornflakes. Sorry for all that. But let me just bring you this. How did Donald Trump stop the massive irregular migration and caravans in Mexico? How did he do it? Close the border is not the solution. You're going to go broke. The United States is going to collapse economically. And it is a fact. Look what is happening to all the malls that are close to the border. If you don't live close to the border, I can tell you. But closing the border is not the solution. Now, let me tell you what he did. This is what he did. So, he did this. President AMLO had a humongous problem with an influx of migrants. And he was not stopping it because he was in the globalist compact of immigration. As President Trump and Mike Pompeo, it is the head, it is the brain of this operation. Mike Pompeo, kudos to Mike Pompeo. Mike Pompeo is a bad mother effer, man. Sorry for my language, but he's a bad man. Whew. So Mike Pompeo said this to Donald Trump. He said, look, you already told them once. You already told them twice. You already told them 3 times. He took their money away. No, you're wrong. He already told them 3 times. 3 times. You already told them, Trump, 3 times. And they're not listening. We need to hit them in the pocket for them to start doing something for their people and for them to protect their people and for them to protect the border. What are you suggesting, man? Put a tariff and it will stop. Immediately, Mike Pompeo, William Barr, and Donald Trump, they give a statement to the world and to the public and ultimately to Mexico and saying, we are going to start a tariff and if Mexico does not stop their massive irregular entrance of caravans into our country and into their country. Because inevitably it is a domino effect. You stop over there, you stop over here, you stop the whole migration process, this massive irregular migration, because it's irregular. I don't care what you say, cornflakes. All you leftist cornflakes. I don't care what you say. It is irregular. We live over here. You live in the United States of America with your freedom. We don't have that over here. So Donald Trump does this. He says, I will tariff you 5% on the automobile industry. I will tariff you 5% on avocado. And I will tariff you 5% on beer. If you guys don't do anything about it, this is going to affect you enormously. And why it's going to affect us enormously? Because if you go to the logistics, the number one country that is leading in the automobile industry sales, it is China. Then it is the United States in second place by a long shot. It is almost halfway. China sells 22.5 million vehicles per year, something like that effect. And the United States is 11.25, 11 point something in terms of how many vehicles they sell per year. Mexico is a number 5. So Mexico has all of their cheap man labor in the other side. Mexico has the cheap man labor over here in our country. So they import and they export continuously to the United States of America. The United States needs Mexico. They need their cheap man labor because they're exporting and importing correctly, right? So you put this threat of a tariff to Mexico, and Mexico is going to be like, Hey, man. We're having a good party over here, man. We're having a good party over here, man. Why you going? Why you want to get so mad, Trump? What? Hey, sit down. Let me comb your hair, man. You look. Hey, let me comb your hair. Let me put some Aquanet right here on your hair, man. Let me comb your hair. Take it easy, Trump. Take it easy. Take it easy. Don't be cheesy. Take it easy. Right? So immediately Trump says, I told you once. I told you twice. I told you 70 million times to stop this. You don't want to do it. The only way that you're going to do it is we work together. Stop it, and I won't put a tariff. Sereno, Moreno. Like they say, Sereno, Moreno, Sereno. So, what happened? The caravan stopped. It's a miracle. Go and watch the videos and the evidence. Go and watch it to all you lefties in the United States of America and all you lefties in Mexico. Go and watch it. Peanut of a brain. Go and watch it. Since the tariff started, 15,000 deployed National Guards went around the whole country, and all the caravans were dismantled. As they were entering the country of Mexico, dismantled. Then the pandemic came and it had to stop. So there was no, there was no worried about dismantling because it was in the middle of a pandemic. Guatemala, had in their brain understanding that we cannot, put in exile of people in the middle of a pandemic is going to cause more pandemic and more debts that we already have. Honduras already knew that, but Juan Orlando Hernandez is the most corrupt and most incompetent and stupid president that exists in the whole continent of America. Didn't do anything for his people, because if you want to talk about irresponsibility of a president to his people, go to Honduras. That guy hasn't said anything about their people exiling. The only one that has been defending his country and defending his people has been Nayib Bukele, that is the president of El Salvador. Has been the only one. So ultimately, the solution is simple, people. Mexico does not want no help. The Mexican government does not want no help, right? Does not want no help. But if they don't want no help, all the international investors in the borders, like Tijuana, that is number 2 in the world for violence and delinquents, Juarez, that is a border that produces a lot of money, also Laredo, Tamaulipas, Reynosa, Matamoros, all those cities that they are flooded with violence. Every international investor, due to kidnappings, due to violence, due to everything that is occurring in terms to security, they're going to leave. You're going to say, why am I going to stay here? I'm going to get kidnapped. I'm going to get killed. So I'm leaving. So inevitably, if the United States says, put a tariff to the international investor and to the businessman and to the owner of a maquiladora or the owner of a company that has more than 500, more than 1,000, more than 2,000 workers, 3,000, 4,000, like these gigantic monsters that we got over here, like Hyundai, like Toyota, like Chevrolet, like all these companies that we have over here, they're gonna say, whew, somebody came to the rescue. My God, they're going to start doing something about it. Of course, Mexico is going to do something about it, because if they put a tariff to us, the tax is going to go up to the people, and it is going to affect their pockets. So they're not going to. They're going to start doing something. You're going to force them to protect the people. So the solution is simple: pressure, not only by the United States of America. Not only the United States of America, it is the one that needs to pressure Mexico. Canada also needs to pressure Mexico. Why Canada and why the United States of America? Because they have an international trade that is TEMEC, the most important international trade agreement possibly in the world. So if Canada and if the United States pressure Mexico with a tariff in their international agreement that is TEMEC. And if they're pressured because of that, they are violating the security issues due to the agreement that they already signed. I threw down the microphone. If they do that, bingo. What else do you got? What else do you have? So this is really important because this situation that is happening in our country with the farmers leaving their land, it is horrible. Look at this, look at this video. Look at this video.
A casi 600 kilómetros de la Ciudad de México se encuentra el terreno, una remota localidad del estado de Michoacán ubicada al oeste de México. Allí las mujeres han tomado las armas para proteger a sus...
These are women. Qué coraje da. These are our Mexican women that they have taken their courage and they have taken the initiative to get their guns and to defend their land. These are all women, not men, women, that they have taken the decision of protecting their land. Look into this story, man. This is crazy.
Familias de las garras del narcotráfico. Son los cárteles los que gobiernan. Ellos deciden quiénes viven y quiénes mueren, mientras el Estado permanece prácticamente invisible. Más de una docena de mujeres de todas las...
It's saying that this particular area has been, protected by women, as you see right here in the video. And it says more than 12 women have taken the decision and initiative to protect their part. It says right here, Grupo de Autodefensa, that is the civil police practically in this situation, in this part of the land of Michoacán.
Una iniciativa armada que mantiene a raya la violencia en la zona. Vine a unir a este grupo de autodefensas porque a mí me desaparecieron una hija.
I got into this group of civil police, of autodefensas, auto defense group, because they disappeared my daughter. They kidnapped and disappeared my daughter. It's unbelievable. So this is why she took, this is a female, why she took the decision of joining and fighting for their land against the cartel. Holy cow. Isn't this an embarrassment? Isn't this an embarrassment to the Mexican government? Isn't this an embarrassment for the Mexican president? Isn't this an embarrassment for the Mexican authorities that women had to take the initiative to defend their land? But oh no, all the way to the north, on the other side of the north, there is a guy that is saying, come all 125,000 that I will admit in a year. Over there in the north, you got a guy by the name of Joe Biden that is inviting everybody to come in. And over there in the north, you got a president by the name of Joe Biden that is saying the borders are secure. I already got control of the borders. What the hell are you talking about? It's already fixed. It's amazing. But you got these situations interiorly in our country of Mexico that they are fleeing and they are going away. Now, for you to have a border control, for God's sake, you need to understand that that is not your land. This is not just talking about your piece of land. This is not just talking about that you have control of the border in the United States of America. No, señor, no. Entienda, metas en la cabeza todos estos izquierdistas. To say that you have the border control, it means that you have the border, two countries, border. It's a border that divides, border, it's a border.
Mexico, the United States, you have controlled the border. Why? Because you already have talked to the Mexican authorities. The Mexican authorities are talking to you. The Mexican authorities are working with the United States government. The United States government is working with the Mexican government. They're stopping drug trafficking. They're stopping child trafficking. They're stopping the violence. They're stopping the killings. They're stopping all the narco culture. They're stopping all the kids that they're going as sicarios. They're stopping the killings. They're stopping the kidnappings. You're stopping everything. Why are you saying that you have control of the border when we are seeing this? These are people that they're going away. They're going all the way to the border to ask for political asylum. If you think that you already have control of the border, it means that you already have control of the violence and the delinquents that is occurring in the other side of the country, that is Mexico. You already talked to the Mexican government. The Mexican government has already said, let's talk to AMLO. AMLO has already decreased the assassinations, the kidnappings, and the murders towards women, right? You got everything under control, right? Not knowing the logistics of your neighbor, not knowing the geographics of your neighbor, not knowing what your neighbor is going through. So you are just saying we have control of it. Where's Kamala Harris? She's supposed to go to Mexico to find out what is going on in the immigration process, right? Where's Kamala Harris? She's supposed to go to Guatemala, but she didn't go to Guatemala. She's staying in her own home. Where's Kamala Harris? She's supposed to go to Honduras. Where's Kamala Harris? She's supposed to go to El Salvador. Where's Joe Biden and Kamala Harris? They're supposed to travel down south. What the hell happened to that? Goodbye. I'm not saying. I'm just going to stand right here and say that I have control of the border. 2 thumbs up. It's just amazing. Unbelievable. And you see the Mexican women right here in this video that they're defending their land. Now, this is another video of what is really happening in Aguililla, Michoacan. That it has been taken over by the CGNG cartel. This is a video from Milenio Noticias. Look at this video, man. Look at this video as this part of the land has been taken over by the CGNG cartel.
Hasta hoy, siguen las balaceras provocadas por el cártel Jalisco Nueva Generación en Aguililla, Michoacán. La batalla con los llamados cárteles unidos para conquistar la tierra de su líder Nemesio Ceguera, el Mencho, ha dejado uno de los enfrentamientos más sangrientos, con al menos 8 personas decapitadas.
It's saying that till now, the war is continuing as the CGNG try to stay control of the part of Aguililla where they have found at least 8 decapitated people, beheaded people in that territory. This is the CGNG as they are celebrating that they just took over that part of the land. Look at that, man. Wow. This is what actually it is happening in the part of Aguililla. This is the CGNG celebrating that they just accomplished taking over this particular part. This is how they're celebrating. Unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. And this is actually happening on a daily day basis. Now, what is AMLO saying? Right? On every morning conference, what is he saying? What is he saying? What is he giving as a statement, as a solution? The president of Mexico. Is he giving a solution? Is he talking? Look at this morning conference as he is being asked about the situation in Aguililla, Michoacan. Look at this morning conference as he's being asked. Look at this journalist right here on the back, which, he's right here holding the microphone. He's an independent journalist, and he's about to ask AMLO, what the hell is going on over there? Look what he says. There's a war between two cartels in there in Michoacan. This has caused an exodus of people that they have been replaced out of their land. It just speaking, exactly in Apatzingan, that is another city from the state of Michoacan. There's more than 500 people that they have been replaced out of their land. They have been pushed to exile out of their land, and there's no help by the government. Families, children, women, they have been pushed away from their land. Also, family members around that same neighborhood. They have to be. All these family members. They were pushed to escape from this particular situation. What is the government going to do to help all these people that they are completely, indefensive? We have to put more attention, more presence. Holy cow. We have to put more attention and more presence. Holy cow, man. No, AMLO. No. There's no put in more attention. There's no put in more presence. To first and foremost, the way that you start this defense of your own people, it is completely incorrect. Let me just put more attention and be more present right there. No, you committed a mistake. You just gave the Mexican public to say, we need to put more attention. So you were not putting attention before until this man asked you. You are not going to put attention first and foremost. And you're saying, let me put more presence in there. What the hell took you so long to put presence? That is not the response. The response that the Mexican people want is for you to say, we are going in there. We are going to protect the Mexican people. We are going to protect the farmers. We are going to protect every single family that is in there. Mexico is for the Mexican people. Mexico es para los mexicanos. And we are going to defend our people. We're going to defend our land. We are not going to stand against this criminal group. That is the solution. That is what the Mexican people want. They don't want you to first and foremost come out and say, we need to put more presence. We need to put more attention. What the hell? Where have you been? Where in the hell have you been? Have you been in Mars? Have you been in Mercury? Oh, what the hell? You've been in Neptune, because I don't think that you know the actual situation, or you know the actual situation. You're getting paid off real good that you don't want to do anything about it. Damn it. So look at what he says after this. We need to put more attention and more presence in Tierra Caliente, in Apatzingan, and Michoacan, and all these, places. Buena Vista, Aguililla, and other cities that he's mentioning. We are right there. And he's saying the journalist is pretty clear, and he's not embarrassed to say it. He said, those are ghost towns, Mr. President. There's no authority that exists right there. There's inspection points right there in the middle of the roads because there's war in the middle of the road. He's making the president look like he is. I don't want to say, I cannot insult the president because I'm in Mexico. That is one of the rules of broadcasting. But he's making the president look like he is illiterate. He is, what is a nice way to say it? He is not informed correctly about what is happening over there. But we enter there. What are you talking about? We enter there. The National Guard enter there. The National Guard is entering at every place. The National Guard. And we are with presence in every Michoacan. It is not a really simple problem. With all this that we are exposing, it is not a simple problem, but it can easily be done. Do you need another government again, AMLO? Do you need another country to pressure you to do your job? Do you need again the government of the United States of America to put a threat of a tariff so you can protect your own people? Do you need that again? Apparently you want it because you're not saying anything about it and you are not doing anything about it. So apparently you want that. You're provoking chaos and you want that. It's just unbelievable, people, how this is coming about. This war that I haven't talked about this because it is a really delicate situation. We have seen, and I have seen so many migrants, specifically in the shelter of Pastor Alberto in Agape shelter. I have seen so many people from Guerrero, from Michoacan, migrating, and also with the Pastor Banda in the shelter Little Haiti. That is about ambassadors of Jesus. I have seen so many people from Guerrero and so many people from Michoacan running away. You guys remember an interview that I did not too long ago. I did an interview with a migrant that he was shot 5 times in the stomach by accident, by a crossfire between 2 organized crimes, 2 cartels. As you see in the video, it happens really commonly over there. And it is a comparable evidence that it can happen to whatever citizen that is walking by. I'm going to the store. Oh my God. It can happen to you. So this is actually happening in our country. Now, if the United States helps economically or another country helps economically, not only if they're going to provide, they need to implement a system to particularly put attention to detail and what they're spending the money to. I think that this needs to start now. And it hasn't been done for the past centuries. The past administration was doing it. I'm sorry, cornflakes, to all you pamphlets and cornflakes. The past administration of Donald Trump was doing it. It was inspectioning where they were investing the money. This administration, they need to do that also. The Department of Homeland Security with Alejandro Mayorkas has done an excellent job till now. They were stumbling at first, but now they corrected it. And now they are doing an operation that is called Operation Sentinel, that is in particularly to investigate and to attack the human smugglers, child traffickers, and ultimately the nonprofit organizations that they're working with the organized crime in Mexico to create this huge flood of irregular entrances into another country and also ultimately risking their lives into Mexico, kidnappings and all this insecurity stuff that is occurring. So Alejandro Mayorkas is doing an excellent job right now with that Sentinel operation. Now, what it needs to be done, if this works, if this worked with Mexico being pressured as a threat of a tariff, it possibly can work with Honduras, right? Or you're going to, all these cornflakes are going to say, look what is happening to Venezuela. That is the United States' fault. It is collapsing. So this socialist system will be perfect if the United States was not in there, right? Socialism and communism will be perfect, like Cuba. Cuba is perfect, right? To all these cornflakes, right? So my idea is, if you don't pressure, because this is all about power, control, and money. If you don't hit them in the pockets, and if you don't pressure them to do their job, if you take away a little bit of their control, it hits them right there in the pride zone. So you have to go after that particular area to affect them, and to ultimately from there push them to fix their own problem. You don't want the cartels to be designated as terrorists? Do your job. You want to take fully control of what is happening in your country? Do your job. You want to protect your own people? Do that job. Other than that, you're going to have a catastrophe like this. God bless everybody. This is the first episode of this particular situation. Next episode that I'm going to talk about in next week, it will be in particular talking about the graphics and the history of how all this started. I'm going to go little by little until we hit, again, I will play all the videos that I played today for you guys to understand how it is right now and how it started and why people are fleeing due to cartel activity. It is just unbelievable. God bless everybody that is watching. Buy me a coffee. It's on top of the link. If you guys can consider and want to contribute to my work, thank you so much. Buy me a coffee is on top of the live feed, and also PayPal right there if you guys want to cooperate for my work. God bless you all. Thank you so much. Follow my partner, Real Anthony Agüero. You can follow him at all the platforms that exist around this planet Earth, planet Neptune, Mercury, Mars, and also in the sun. He has platforms all over the place. He's Britney Spears kind of thing. Also, you can follow Ben Berquam from Frontline America. You can follow him at Real America's Voice News and download the app Roku, man. Also, you can follow Will Johnson at United America First, and also Miss Sarah Carter from Fox News. Follow her. Ultimately, she has phenomenal news. And you can follow me at Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and also my channel at Telegram and Rumble. You can follow me on all those platforms as Oscar L. Blue. I'm exactly the same in all the platforms, Oscar L. Blue. So you won't have difficulty searching for me. God bless you all. Have a phenomenal night. Thank you so much for the people today cooperated with Buy Me a Coffee. God bless you all. Stay safe. Viva Mexico y por siempre Mexico. And God bless the United States of America. And like we always say, peace and love, everybody, because always your country's first. God bless.
Y ya van días y varias semanas.
He hasn't given no response, and it's been days and it's been weeks, and he hasn't said anything.
espero logren su objetivo de la justicia a su país. Luchen por su país. Say the best, basically fight for your country.
Están bloqueando el acceso. ¡Viva! Porque la Policía Federal o la autoridad nos está deteniendo el acceso y nos está deteniendo el paso para poder cruzar hacia el Zócalo, señores.